We got a lot to talk about. I am so excited about what's happening here on Sunday. I can't wait.
Sunday.
Wait. Today is Wednesday, January the 25th, 2023. This is Cannonsburg UP Church. This is Pastor Don Coleman. I'm Kenton Clink, pastor, piano player. That's it. We love each other, but it don't count. But I'm all about Sunday.
Sunday.
I can't wait till Sunday.
10
service,
a.m.
And you know what people would think of.
Pack the parking lot.
Exactly.
Get your tickets now.
No tickets now. No tickets. It's free. It's free.
Monster Truck Rally, Cannonsburg, United Presbyterian Church.
Well, if you want to call yourself a monster truck, that's just fine. But we got more than what they got going on in the Civic Arena.
Yeah.
They got nothing going on in the Civic Arena. It's gone.
Got a baptism?
We got a baptism, a beautiful little baby girl.
We're going to ordain and install
elders and deacons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, yep. What a day.
We got kids singing.
Oh, my kids singing, they're just too cute. And the choir singing.
Choir.
Oh my, and us.
Yeah.
And Megan.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. We're going to be praising God on Sunday.
It might be an hour and a half.
No. We want them to come, Dawn.
No. Afterwards.
Afterwards. Oh yeah.
Chili and baked potatoes.
Now, I told everybody that you bought my lunch last week.
I don't know why you would say things like that.
Well, because you bought my lunch last week. Now, what I'm thinking is that, are you up to buying the chili and the cornbread for me?
I don't need it in my wallet.
Well, not today.
Okay, good.
On Sunday.
I don't know. We'll see.
Or should maybe I remember to bring like a blank check? Send all the kids to camp.
DONCOLEMAN.
Don Coleman.
That's in the 2 line.
Oh, no.
You can leave the rest blank. I'll take care of it.
You don't need money from me.
I don't need it. You're right. That's fine.
What do you want that you don't have?
What do I want
that
I don't have? Oh, well, that's the wrong question, right? Because we all want everything, right?
No, we don't.
What do
Not
I
when
want
you get to be.
That I don't have. I think we need to put a hitch on the back of our. Those are not cheap.
Did you look at them already?
Oh yeah.
On the back of the
Pilot, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
No hitches, huh?
No, we have no. It was not made. It was not purchased originally with a hitch on it.
Yeah.
We are going to put a hitch on
it. Are you?
Yeah.
Temporary, or you're going to put?
No. I mean a permanent one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got somebody do that for you?
I think we might. Head up to U-Haul at one of these days
and let them do it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it personally. No.
No. Oh, I know.
Have you seen these hands? Yeah.
Do you think these hands have ever changed oil? And I'm not bragging. It's just I got no interest.
I don't think I've ever changed my own oil.
And
changed tires.
Do you know who else? A lot of people change their own brakes.
I've done that once.
Oh no, I know. I wouldn't know what tool to reach for.
Yeah.
That's where I'm very bad about tools. I don't know what to reach for.
Yeah.
Now that time that I helped Bridget with the battery.
Yes.
And they gave us the tools at the place where we bought the battery.
And you just looked at them.
I'm telling you, I reached in, and every tool I reached up and picked was the one that I needed. That was God at work. I'm telling you.
Here's the thing is, that's right. Never mind. But if you go to a auto parts store,
yeah,
they will.
Well, that's where I got the tools from initially.
Yeah. Well, they will do it for you.
Well, but we didn't have the car there.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, we had to take the battery to the car.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't jumping.
Yeah.
And I thought it was my jumper cables. Here it wasn't.
No.
But I got new jumper cables since then anyhow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Today was a possible jumper cable day.
It could have been.
Started out with a little bit of flurry activity.
Oh my!
Turned into sleet, then to rain,
and the kids are home.
And now it's all gone.
For you watching across the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They canceled school in Cannonsburg today. Canceled it. I'm telling you right now.
Not just Cannonsburg, Cannon Mac, the whole Cecil and
Cannon McMillan canceled school today. And I get it. They are, what's it called now? Not remote learning, but
it is FID, which is Flexible Instruction Day.
Okay, flex. I don't know what the difference between that and remote learning is, but a flexible instruction day.
Mm-hmm.
That's an anagram, FID, isn't it?
Not an anagram. No.
Scuba.
Those are.
What are those called?
Wow, I'm blanking.
I know.
Not an anagram.
I know
that's
it's bad.
Right.
I was the first one
I
pulled up.
okay.
We note the absence
People have just tuned off the last last one now. They're like, there's no value to listening to them. They're not.
We are talking about changing brakes
They are
and batteries.
ignorant. They don't know anything. They don't even know words. Why are we? You and I. That's whoever was listening.
We got nothing. Off-screen producer Al is not here today.
He is not.
No, but I know he's watching. Hi Al, how you doing? We love you.
Yeah. So big Sunday.
Yeah, and you have a trip to make in between too.
I do. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, my buddy here had a death in his family up in Canada, and he's going to bury his aunt.
Yeah.
Was she a listener?
I don't know that she ever had a chance to.
The other one?
Another of my aunts, her sister.
Yeah, Margaret.
Marg does.
And her husband.
And her husband George. Yeah.
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 I've never met them. I've seen them.
They're wonderful people.
I mean, I've seen them on Facebook.
My dad's family was a wonderful family.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's nice that you get to go there.
Yeah.
And do that. And they're still in the same town as where your mom and dad. Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You know, but those farm families, they move around a little bit.
I didn't know you were a farmer.
My grandfather owned a farm.
That's
my grandfather. So my aunt's dad. Yep. Owned a farm. In fact, one I want to say his. So it'd be like my second cousin once removed.
That's way too technical.
Yeah. So my grandfather's brother's son.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Owns a milk company.
Wow. You know, when I was a kid.
Yep.
Out in Muse, where it's called Country Fixin' Diner now. Right there right there when you turn off 980 onto Muse Road.
Okay, yes.
When I was a kid, that used to be Sherwood Dairy.
There you go.
And I'm telling you, you would go in there with you had your gallon, your half-gallon glass jar, and you'd go in there, and that milk would come down the chute and into this big stainless steel.
Yep.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And the milk was really good. It wasn't non-fat.
It wasn't pasteurized, or was pasteurized?
I think it was pasteurized and homogenized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was just fresh out of the cow.
Yeah, we had other friends growing up who owned a farm.
Yeah,
I might still own a farm.
Yeah.
They were visiting with my stepdad the other night for his birthday, and
Greg's, yeah.
And
happy birthday, Greg.
Yes, 17th, 8 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we would visit them every once in a while, and they had fresh milk, non-pasteurized, straight out of the cow.
What color was it?
The color of Megan's guitar. And I just could never.
Why not?
Couldn't do it. It just was.
What would
too
it
much.
taste different? Too much?
Just too much. Yeah.
I
never. We grew up on 2% milk.
Oh, I did.
We have 1% milk at home.
Oh no!
And that's the sweet spot. 2 to 1%.
I don't. Now, when I was younger too, my mom would buy regular milk for us and 2% for her, because I would.
When you say regular milk, you mean homogenized?
No, I mean fat.
Oh, so like hot buttermilk.
No, not buttermilk, just milk. No 2% or skim or anything like that. Just milk.
Sure. I don't
the
know.
one with the red label on it. I don't know.
That would have been homogenized.
And of course, that was in a cardboard carton back then.
Yep.
But she bought both kinds, one for her, one for us. When I use 2% milk in my Rice Krispies, it just looks like they're in water. I don't like
2%?
that. I don't like that.
Really? It looks like milk.
And you know
Skim
what else
milk
I saw on the internet yesterday?
Go ahead. What?
Plant-based ice cream.
Oh, okay.
That just doesn't sound good.
Well, here's the issue. There are some people who have lactose or dairy allergies and can't have regular ice cream.
I pity them.
I agree. Yeah, it's not fun. So for them, I wouldn't.
Not
for you.
Even still, that sounds gross. Did you ever have a garden burger? One of those burgers made with plants?
I think if I have. I think maybe once.
I did once too. Just once was all it took.
Yeah. It's not my preference.
It's not. Yeah, you like meat the same as I do. You know, I had something really good this week on Monday.
Okay.
We went to, giving all these places, we went to Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, great place.
I just got, instead of getting a ribeye steak or whatever, no, I got a ground steak, which was ground meat with caramelized onions, a little bit of gravy, and mushrooms, and it was delicious.
So you got
It was just ground meat.
Salisbury steak.
Well, not even that, because there wasn't any celery or it was all on top. It was oh my gosh, it was so good.
That's how I make my Salisbury steak.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've never had your Salisbury steak. I've had your
I don't
meat.
have it very often. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Salisbury steak. If you ever want to.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, sure you will.
It's just meatballs in a different form. Meatloaf, different form.
Well, I'm big on ground meat. It's my favorite meat.
There you go.
And my girlfriend, I was thinking about you, made Isley's ham barbecue
can't do it.
with the Isley mix. I almost didn't eat it. I almost brought it to you for you to taste it like it should taste. I'm telling you, you would like that.
I don't think I would.
You like barbecue, right?
Yeah, but that's not barbecue.
And let me ask you, speaking of barbecue, is there one time you opened up that grill you got in the backyard last year? Not one time.
I don't remember if I did last year.
Yeah, I know that.
It was an odd.
That's a nice grill you got.
Yeah, it was an odd situation.
Well, I know, but I told you I'd buy the meat if you cook it.
Yeah.
Well, and we would be eating then.
Yep.
Because I would buy meat.
No doubt.
Yeah. I have a buddy who buys his steaks like this thick.
Okay.
I don't care for them like
Too much?
that. Too much. And my other girlfriend, she likes her filet, and for me that's just too much meat at one time. I can't take that thickness.
You like it, and you like it cooked, more well done. That's why.
Well, no, I'm like a medium rare steak,
Okay.
but I prefer with fat in it, like a Delmonico. Well, a Delmonico is my favorite cut of meat.
Okay.
If anybody wants to mail me one.
I don't think you don't want a steak in the mail.
No, I did get a nice invitation last night too. Dorothy Cantor called me up on the phone.
She gonna have you steak? She gonna have you over for steak?
She's having me over, and Edie and Dawn, and Cindy and Dave, and me for brunch on Friday.
She's having all of you, or each of them are having you?
No, she's having all of us at her new place, which is a big deal for her. Yeah. I've never been in her new place. So I got to take her something. I got to, she's such a nice lady.
She's a wonderful one.
Yeah. She says, so we'll get there about 11, eat at 11:30. She says, then I'll throw you out. And I'm like, that's cool. Because, I go right to.
She's putting it out there. She's putting it out there. Clearly, here is the.
Oh.
Don't stick around.
I'm not.
That's good. I mean, that's what she's saying.
Early nap. Early nap. I haven't been napping so much lately.
I'm sorry.
I don't like it. But I haven't been, and for some reason, I lay down and close my eyes, but sleep just doesn't come. I don't know why.
Don't know what to tell you.
I mean, all these years.
You got a good book?
Huh?
You got a good book?
Oh, yeah.
Pick it up.
I have been.
I just finished a book.
I'm reading fiction, of course.
I just finished a fiction book.
What was it?
It's called Byzantium. It's the second time I've read
that.
it. Really?
Yeah. Who wrote it?
Stephen Lawhead.
Stephen Lawhead, Byzantium.
I don't know if you've seen it.
Wasn't it a...
It's about 15, 20 years old.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about a monk by the name of Aidan.
Oh, there you go. You got a monk named Aidan.
And he starts out as he starts in a little Irish monastery, and he's part of a group that are going to go to Byzantium, Constantinople, to present a book, the Bible, to the emperor. He doesn't know that there's a.
So this is in.
This is set.
Something BC.
No.
Something AD.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
BC would be.
Oh yeah.
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 Anyway, it's a very he lives 5 lives in the time. I mean, just his ex-wife. It's like 850-page book.
Well, I'm reading Iris Johansson, and
cool.
And the main character, as usual for Iris Johansson, is Eve Duncan, and she's a forensic sculptor.
Ooh.
She takes skulls
and reconstructs them into a human face.
Into a face.
So
and she calls that sending those people home. She gives everyone a name, and she does one at a time. And she sends them home.
And the idea is that this would be like
It's crime.
remains that they find,
Yes.
and then they're trying to solve
identify.
Yeah.
Like it's mostly people who have lost children, and she reconstructs the face and says, "Yes, this was your child," so they have closure. She lost her own child in a series of books.
Yeah.
It's a series.
That's a heart.
Yeah.
I prefer my mysteries to be tinged with a little more humor.
Humor?
Yeah. In fact,
Well, go ahead.
we just watched one. We finally watched The Glass Onion. It's good. So did you ever see Knives Out?
No, I didn't watch that one either.
Good as well.
That had nudity in it, didn't it?
I don't recall it.
Knives Out had something, because that was on Facebook too.
I don't remember.
If it's on Facebook.
I don't recall that being the case. The Glass Onion, definitely not.
Okay. And everybody watched The White Lotus. I didn't get it.
That might have had some, and I did not see that.
Did.
I did not see that.
I know
I've read
did.
about it, but The Glass Onion. See, I like that it was humorous.
Yeah.
And it stars the most recent James Bond. Why can't I think of his
Daniel
name?
Craig.
Daniel
Yes.
Craig. Yes.
Yes, I read about
Very
that.
clever.
Yes.
It's
Who do you think the new James Bond is going to be?
you. I don't know.
I'm a little old.
A little bit, but so was
A little bit.
So,
Sean Connery.
yeah.
Well, not when he
Daniel
started.
Craig's not that young either.
No, he isn't.
He's got to be in his mid to late 50s at least.
At least that.
At least.
At least that. Yeah.
Off-screen producer Al.
Yeah.
Can you look up for
Let's
us?
check that out.
How old is Daniel Craig? Yeah.
And I'm thinking it just might be Henry Cavill.
Maybe. See,
I mean,
Henry
he fits the bill.
Henry Cavill's beefy.
Huh?
You know, he's a big dude.
Oh, he is big.
And that's not the portrayal that we've had
True.
of James Bond in the past.
True. I mean, but he does,
say he can do
Henry
it.
bulks up for the roles that he plays too.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was Superman.
Exactly. No, yeah.
And then,
but he's also just a big guy in general. He's tall.
Yeah, I follow him on Facebook.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Idris Elba would be an interesting. I think it would be cool.
Oh,
to see.
okay. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, we could have a woman be James Bond. I mean,
a good
it's a
idea.
character. It's
What's
not,
her name? Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, she'd kill.
Did you ever see her in Lucy? Where these bad guys put these drugs inside of her, and her brain becomes 100% usable, and she disappears in the electricity, and it's a really good movie. Lucy.
Maybe. It was
Good
a long time
movie.
ago. You know what I did see though? Speaking of Scarlett Johansson, which is another thing I would recommend out there. It's really cool. It is. It's on PBS, and it's called Finding Your Roots.
Finding Your Roots, and it's a reality.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
so it started with 2, now it's always 3, and they are people of somehow actors, musicians, producers, people of some notoriety, and they trace their genealogy.
Yeah.
It is fascinating.
Yeah, I bet. There's not to change subjects, but there's also a kid on one of the pay channels, young guy that is a psychic, and I can't think of the name. What's this guy's name? Young guy. He seems to be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
He goes around the United States doing it.
Let me think. I can probably think of who you're talking about.
Yeah. I can think who you're thinking.
Yeah.
I know you don't believe in that.
I not necessarily.
It's not a believing thing.
I am open. So my stance on a lot of that stuff is I believe there is a lot of things that we can't understand.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, there are a lot of charlatans out there who will take anything to.
And there is there was a certain foundation for people to look at you and say, that's opening the door for Satan.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, it's like anything. Anything can.
You're gifted as a speaker. I'm gifted as a musician. Why can't someone have the gift of?
Oh yeah.
Is that another gift? Could it be another gift? Certainly.
Hold on a second. Did you say I was gifted as a speaker?
I might have slipped and said that.
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry, Don. You feel better about yourself now, don't you?
I feel different about myself, certainly now.
Look what I've done. I've opened the door.
You said something edifying. That is edifying. Yes, yes, encouraging.
Okay, well, I like to encourage.
I was going to go back to a second
go ahead.
because this summer it's in the plans that we're planning to spend a little bit of time out east in Canada.
Out east or west?
East in Canada. Now, East Canada, usually think Maritimes, not that far east. But my great-grandfather.
The farmer?
No.
Another one.
My dad's side. My mom's side.
Okay.
My mom's grandfather was an Anglican or Episcopalian minister.
Oh.
And he came over on
I read that.
scholarship to study for the ministry in Montreal, Quebec, and then met his eventual
So you're
wife.
going to go where he was?
We're gonna, that's the plan to do
so
just
cool.
a little check in on some of that stuff, and
So I should get my passport?
yeah, I mean it's definitely impossible for you to travel to Canada without it.
No, I mean, so I can come with you?
It's gonna be tight. Tight.
Be you and me in the front seats.
No, it's not like the kids. It's funny because they call shotgun now.
Oh, they
even
do
when
not.
we're traveling as a family.
They should.
And I'm like,
does
no.
Bridget listen to him?
I don't. If I'm driving, I'm like, no, get out.
Get out.
That's for your mother.
That's your mother. Yeah.
Or if they're sitting there and Bridget's driving, I'm like, get out. That's for me.
Well, though, Bridget, if I'm generally there with Bridget, she says, "Can you get in the front?"
No, she's generous.
I think she is all those
things.
All those things, but I think
I'm not.
I think she likes to hear me squeal when you go over on my side of the road and to go off.
Oh, that's right. She lets you up there and sits in the back. Oh yeah. That's part of the shtick.
I know it is. You're a killer.
You only need two. Hey, motorcycles. How many wheels do motorcycles have on the ground? 2. You only need 2 wheels on the ground. It's quite
my
obvious,
goodness gracious.
The precedent's been set.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm telling you, it's hard. And you won't get in my car.
No.
I mean, he will, but because I smoke in there. And you have all your kids hypersensitive to it now.
It's more it just came by them natural.
Dude, watch some reruns of Perry Mason.
Oh, I know.
Those people suck the cigarettes down, man. Woo! They smoke.
They're all dead.
Well, they are. Hamilton Berger, the guy that played Hamilton Berger, the DA, died while the show was still on lung cancer. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Says a little something.
Yeah. All Clinks die of,
well,
not really lung cancer, but
Okay.
they don't. My dad never had lung cancer.
No.
So I'm hoping I got those genes going for me.
Those look newer than his. Those jeans look newer than his.
Well, these jeans are pretty old.
Well, okay.
They're Lee's from Kmart. We have no Kmart
Don't even have a Kmart anymore.
So they survived the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you getting chili Sunday? What do you think?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm getting chili. Chili and
baked potatoes.
Baked potato, yeah, loaded. They got big ones. I saw Ashley was asking, where do you get your big potatoes at?
I might even bring more extra toppings.
Oh, just for your family or more?
Family.
Not when you're eating, right? This dude can eat. I got to tell you one thing. I don't mean quantity, although quantity not bad either, but he can eat. I've seen him demolish sandwiches the side of my head, and it's just I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can take a big bite and go at it.
Yeah.
But I'm not always hungry like that. I'm not always. Usually I'm the last one eating. But I talk more.
Yeah, I get the eating out of the way, so then you can do the talking.
No, well, yeah. That's right. Well, that's true, but then when the eating is out of the way, your day is done. Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Your day is done.
Yeah.
Yeah. My day is done. I got choir practice. Choir tonight.
Choir practice tonight, yeah.
Yep. So, and since we are having one great service this Sunday, the more the merrier in the choir. So if you were there Christmas Eve, come on back for this Sunday anyhow.
Hey, you know what? If you want, There's going to be a gentleman that has a pre-choir meeting in the building.
I saw that you have a pre-choir meeting because Karen will be there too.
No, different meeting.
Oh.
Different meeting.
Gentlemen.
One-on-one meeting.
Oh.
Yes. Drew Calliguire.
Good luck with that.
He's going to be. I'm just letting you know.
I just saw his mom.
Hey.
I just saw her in the parking lot.
Well, I'm just letting you know. He will be.
I know.
In the building.
I know.
At about 7.
Well, when his dad on.
You could probably. I bet you could just invite him into.
Well, I have invited you.
No, but he's there. That's the trick, right?
Forget it.
Hey, why don't you just sing a song? What are you guys singing this Sunday? Do you know? You don't even know.
I'm sure I know. It's just.
I mean, you'll know it, but you don't.
No. I mean, I'm sure I know. It's on the piano.
Okay.
There's just 9.
It's gonna be a beautiful song.
2 of them.
2 of them. You sure?
No.
Okay.
Because I think
it might just be 1.
Well, where are we going to stick the kids?
Mm-hmm. Where are we going to stick the kids?
I mean, in worship, in the order of worship.
I believe the kids are singing the anthem, so that's what.
Okay, well then, what's the choir going to sing?
Introit.
Introit,
Yeah.
Just the introit?
I believe so. I don't know.
Oh no, it has to be more than that. Yeah. So I think maybe we should have the kids sing like right before the children's sermon, and then the anthem can be after the children's sermon with the choir.
You check out the order of worship. You find out.
I'm changing it.
Anyway, yeah. So, did you want to play anything today?
Well, yeah, but I'm not ready to play it. My goodness, we just started to talk.
It's already like 1:45.
Well, we started late because we sang.
Not much late.
Oh, we did.
There's nobody else watching any live anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I bet there is. Al is.
You think Al's still watching? All right.
I have no doubt.
Might be.
I have no doubt Al's watching.
What did you want to talk about still?
What you got?
Don't worry about it.
Is that water?
No.
It's water, isn't
it?
It's not coffee. Oh, it is coffee. You went home.
It's not coffee.
Well, what is it?
It's the thing that's keeping me mellow right now.
Mellow? Okay. All right.
I'm not anxious with you right now.
When are you ever anxious with me? I can count on one hand the number of times I've made you anxious.
Okay.
Where me, I mean, you've destroyed me and left me laying there. Yeah.
Part of my plan.
Well, I know it. I have my own plan, though. Just that I am wise enough to
and articulate enough.
Yeah, I'm really articulate to make my plan take effect without you realizing it.
Just falling into your giant trap.
Huge trap.
Huge.
I am such a what's it called when a manipulator?
No, totally manipulative.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I am. You know how I do it? With my heart.
Aww.
Yeah. With my heart. My heart is a manipulator. Yeah. I'm so excited about Sunday. I mean, I just can't.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It will be fun. And we oftentimes we talk about one worship service versus 2 worship services. And that's always an argument in the church. But I think right now, if you happen to go to 8:30 or 11, it doesn't make any difference. Come this one Sunday at 10 o'clock. What difference does it make whether you go to 8:30 or 11? You're not giving it up. Come this one Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, just come. Come and worship. Come and see the whole church at one place. You'll feel a lot better about it.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a full room. I mean, that's just... And anybody who visits us gets a better impression that we're an active, vibrant church. I mean, they can look at you and think, well, how dull. But then that's why I'm here.
If I have to listen to that guy all the time.
Right, and then you have vivacious me here. Yeah.
Vivacious.
I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, one other thing I want to tell you. I used my steamer on this shirt.
Oh, it looks steamed.
Doesn't it?
No. Looks fine. Looks fine.
And I've been cooking this week, too.
No, you have not.
I have.
Bold-faced lie.
No. I bought a loaf of cinnamon bread with brown sugar on it. And I toasted it.
That counts as cooking?
Dude, that's cooking. I'm telling you. Answer back. That is cooking.
All right, a poll of anybody who watches and listens. Is toasting bread cooking?
It is for me. I got an appliance out, stuck stuff in the appliance, and I bought that bread without any butter. I was so bummed.
Oh, man.
Oh, I know, but I use jelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. What kind of jelly, should I ask?
Strawberry preserves.
Strawberry jelly on cinnamon toast.
Clover Valley brand from the dollar store.
All right, okay.
Yep. Clover Valley is not bad.
You're plugging Clover Valley. We're plugging Longhorn.
Oh, we are.
Today's video brought to you by our friends over at Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
I mean, a Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean...
I missed Long John Silver's. I liked Long John Silver's.
We used to have one.
Yes.
And
where the donut place is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, went there once or twice. But here's the problem. It all tasted the same. Didn't matter what you ordered. Because it's all in the same grease. It was all in the same, fried in the same oil. So it doesn't matter what came out.
But you know what? I don't like my fish breaded. I would much rather have it battered. And breaded is all the rage right now.
Okay.
I would rather have it battered. Now, you can go to one restaurant in Canonsburg on Fridays, and they give you the option of battered or breaded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm not so crazy about their batter. But that's why I like Long John Silver's, was battered fish.
Battered fish.
And then malt vinegar, enough that it would choke me.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Good stuff.
Now, do you like salt and vinegar chips?
I can eat them. That's not one I'd buy off the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm more of a sour cream and onion kind of guy.
I'd prefer that too.
And I don't like barbecue chips either.
Oh, yeah, those are my favorite.
Are they?
Some of my favorites, close to it, yeah.
Hers red hot.
Used to be no, I don't like them like super spicy, but there used to be a flavor. So Hostess in Canada.
Okay.
Was purchased eventually by Lay's. And
okay.
So now I don't even know if they use Hostess at all, but anyway.
They do. There's Hostesses.
Well, different than the Hostess cakes.
Right.
So different company.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So Hostess was, anyway. So they had a brand of potato chip called Smoky Bacon. Best.
That does sound good.
I would go to the store that was a block away from my house, which was on the same corner as my 3 block paper route.
Okay.
And I'd buy a bag of chips, eat those as I delivered the paper.
Those sound good.
They were great.
Smoky bacon.
Smoky bacon. I don't think they make them anymore.
They used to make there was a salad dressing too that one of the companies made that was, it had bacon and, I think it was bacon. It wasn't ranch because it had a color to it. Good stuff. I can't find that on the shelf anymore either. Not that I make a salad, but
right.
It was good. Did you ever put salad dressing on your popcorn?
No.
Oh, very messy.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've been in the mood for ice cream. Yeah. When it snows,
ice cream and snow.
Ice cream and snow. Yeah.
Okay.
From when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
Out of a coffee cup with a fork.
That's interesting.
That's where my mother ate her ice cream. Coffee cup with a fork, and half chocolate, half vanilla, and then you whip it up.
But then when it gets all soupy,
you eat it.
But you don't get all of it because you got a fork as opposed to a spoon.
Oh, that fork does wonders. Because remember, with ice cream, it's thick.
All right.
I'm just saying, the fork, it's just a little throwback for me, that's all.
Okay.
I'm still using
Bring it up to like a little kid.
I'm still using the Christmas blend from it's still delicious coffee. I think that's why I'm not sleeping in the afternoon, because I go home now and make a cup of coffee.
It's kind of hard to sleep right after a cup of coffee.
Well, no, generally it's not for me.
Okay.
In the nighttime, if I drink a cup of coffee and go to bed, it's just something warm in my belly.
All right.
I just, one of those things. After 2 hours of Perry Mason, that Della Street, what a woman. You don't even know who that is, do you?
No idea.
It's a secretary.
Okay.
Watch Perry Mason one night on WeTV.
Was Perry Mason in a wheelchair, right?
No, that was Ironside.
Oh, Ironside. Okay.
Same guy, pre-wheelchair.
Oh, okay. All right.
Same guy, pre-wheelchair.
I used to watch Matlock.
That was Andy Griffith.
Right, yeah.
No, then you're talking
He went from police officer to lawyer.
No,
Andy Griffith, that's what I was.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about Raymond Burr.
I know.
Yeah. Raymond Burr,
Yeah, Raymond Burr went from law standing up to law sitting down.
Law sitting down.
And Andy Griffith went to law as a police officer to law as a lawyer.
Yeah. And age-wise, big spread
course,
there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Andy Griffith, did you ever watch Don Knotts in the incredible Mr. Limpet, where he turns into a fish and helps the Navy win World War II?
I don't think I saw ever that.
Really, you need to get that up. The kids would just love that movie.
I doubt they would.
Oh, they really would. They really would. He makes a noise.
Is it black and white?
No, it's color.
Okay.
And then the other one that he made, Don Knotts, was The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, where he plays a reporter in this little town, and he takes a dare to go into this haunted house to stay in there overnight one night on a dare, and strange things happen with an organ, as a matter of fact. With an organ, a real.
You're really you're selling it.
I'm telling you,
hard.
Those are two good children's movies. Two good wholesome movies.
I was gonna say, you realize I have a 17-year-old,
He'll watch
a 14-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
Well, it's not like they're set up.
We watched The Glass Onion as a family.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what The Glass Onion. So I don't know.
Somebody was murdered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean. Murder happens.
Yes, it does.
So in every Perry Mason one, somebody was murdered.
Usually off screen, though. You see their foot.
True, or the shadow doing it.
Yes, yeah.
No, you see somebody dead on the floor, but it's not gross.
Yeah.
Not like today. Not like they Arnold Schwarzenegger them.
No.
You know, he doesn't. Nobody comes on. Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I was like 7 years old when that came out.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Only 7.
Something like that. I don't remember what year it was.
Did you ever go watch it?
No, not in the theater. No.
Oh, you watched it.
Saw it afterwards. Yeah.
That was a big deal. Poor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah. What an actor.
Like 17 of those.
What an actor.
Of all of you, it's funny because he's one of those. He never lost his accent. You'd think he could have.
You're absolutely. He could have got a Kennedy accent. Could have been worse. One of those Rhode Island Northeast accents where they don't say the R's.
Yeah.
I miss Kennedys.
Do you?
Yeah.
All of them?
No, I miss Jackie and President Kennedy and John.
And John.
John could have been the president. I'm telling you, it's from where I sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been president. Could be why, I don't know.
Could have been a contender.
Could have been a contender. Instead, he went to the bottom of the ocean. Boy, that family did have a curse line.
Just a reminder.
Everybody's human.
Well, I was going to say,
God is in control.
No, don't fly in a storm.
He wasn't in a storm. He was in the dark.
He was in the dark. Yeah.
He was in the dark, and he lost
a little bit of weather.
Horizon, I think, is what he lost.
Yeah.
Because
I don't believe he was instrument.
I think he was.
No, that's the thing is, I don't know that he had been
trained enough.
Yeah, I mean, he had training, but I don't.
There was doubts placed around that. Yeah. Would you like to have your own plane?
No, 0 chance. No.
Really? I flew a plane one time. A buddy of mine was part owner.
You flew it?
Yeah, part owner of a plane in Arizona, a little Piper Cub, and I went out there one time, and he said, "If you pay for the gas, we'll go up."
And you flew?
We were up in the sky floating, and he said, "Go ahead, Ken, fly the plane."
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
And what was really neat is because we were over the desert, you could go down and scrape the ground and come back up again if you wanted to. So I did that. Yeah.
You did it?
I did it.
Wow. No. I was in a 4-seat.
This is a 2-seater.
I was in a small 4-seat plane. Went from Santa Monica over to oh my goodness.
Santa Monica.
No, California.
I know.
I was just
Alcatraz. No,
that's up north.
That's San Francisco.
Wow, I was just telling somebody about this the other way. Anyway, little island off there. Had dinner at the airport. Flew back. Somebody was looking for some extra hours on their
log it up.
Yep. So that was it. And
it was interesting. It's not hard to fly a plane. It's very scary when you're in a little one.
Yeah.
Because you realize you're just a feather up there. Amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
You're just a feather. I guess we're all feathers, aren't we? You know? In the scheme of life, we're all feathers.
On a giant ball.
On
a giant ball.
on a giant ball? You mean the Earth?
The Earth.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think you think we're the only beings God created out there?
I don't know. I don't. I don't have a strong opinion about it either way.
I was thinking about some words this week. I am the one true God.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're talking about our God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who's greater?
I am the one true God, the greatest God. Okay. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yep.
How, when we think about other religions,
Okay.
and I don't mean out of Christianity.
Here we go. If you hung around this long, here's some meat for you.
Yeah, out of Christianity.
Okay.
So if we go to Hinduism, their God isn't our God. We worship the greatest God. Our God is the greatest God. They're wrong, we're right. No, I'm just being facetious.
You're talking. Okay, I'm waiting for a.
That's just it. Is that if I am the one true God, if that's there, I am. That's me. And what's the first commandment?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is one. You shall have no other gods before me.
Okay. If that is the one true God speaking to us, us being Israel,
Sure.
how I know that we can accept the way what other people practice and why they practice it, but how can we accept the fact that they believe as much as we believe?
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm waiting for an answer.
I was waiting until you finished.
Okay, how is our one true God their one true God too? You think?
So, first off, I always do struggle a little bit with the our God as if we possess.
No,
God.
Our God.
I know. So, if what we believe, and what Jews and Muslims believe is that there is one God, then it really doesn't matter, in one sense, how you conceive of that. If there really is one God, then there's only one God. So you're not.
Let's
right?
jump then. Yeah. Then let's jump. Then we have the one true Word of God, and that's
Scripture.
Yeah.
Well, if you read.
Oh, now I know there are
Scripture.
similarities.
No. If you read the Scripture, we must be careful because the Scripture itself refers to Jesus as the Word.
Right.
So, the Scriptures are a witness to God.
Right, and you actually preached from there that Jesus was part of the Scriptures from Genesis.
From the beginning.
In God's plan.
But Jesus was always there. We believe that God has always existed in three persons.
In three persons.
That the person of God.
All right, then, but how do we as a society, and I know that the society is based on a lot of our laws and a lot of our beliefs as a society is based on the fact of freedom of religion, so that they are free to worship however they may. And that was a very important part of our founding here, and made the United States that much more attractive for people to come, because they didn't have to be persecuted for their religious beliefs. But there's a big but in there. So we let them practice, and do we, as Christians, say, well, they're wrong?
Well, I think we need to, even though we let them practice.
But see, it's the we and them.
That's the thing we are all we. We are allowed to practice, not just we let them as if somehow we have control.
No, we don't.
Over. No. All who are here are allowed to practice. We are part of the we are allowed to practice.
Right.
If you want to think about religion in terms of government, right? I mean, because if we think of we and them as if we are the ones in control and there's others practicing a different way, well, in a society as we have it, it's very possible that the they could become the ones.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is. We are all allowed to practice our religion.
Well, don't you think that we should have that? And this is on whatever point you're coming from, whatever religion you're coming from. There should be no violence in regards.
I certainly think that as a follower of Jesus Christ, we don't have any justification for violence.
But there are Christians across the world that are still worshiping in cellars and in caves.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't have that.
They don't have the freedom to be able to worship.
And their
publicly.
Christianity is different from the religion of the region that they're in.
Yep.
And they get persecuted for that. Where we here in the United States try to, and I use this word loosely, guarantee no persecution. Although it's a tendency that we have as people to point out another's weakness compared to what we believe. Now, then we can go one step further and think, as we see the decline of the church in cultures across the world. Okay, and that's happening, unfortunately, for the world. But we did decline in church attendance. Let's put it that way.
All right.
The decline in church attendance across the world wouldn't that be scary? Shouldn't we be more up in arms about that?
No.
Why?
No. That if
sorry, everybody.
So, if we believe that God is God, that there is one true God, and we believe that, as the Scriptures attest to, that God created, and that at the end, God will redeem all things and make everything new, and that is basically that everything is in God's hands, then the fear over the way things transpire here in the meantime is misplaced. But we get caught up and end up doing things out of fear that only cause more problems. So if I look at perfect example, right? Our church, you can say that over the history of the 200 and almost 50 years of this church, there have been seasons where there has been a decline in participation or worship attendance and whatnot.
Been there, done that.
And you can start doing things. Now there's things you can do to address it, but then there's movements that you can move out of fear, right?
Yeah.
That end up actually causing more harm than they would good, right?
I agree 1,000%.
So the idea that overall church attendance is down, there are less people that might be believers in Christ or whatnot, that is in any way like that it's incumbent upon us to force anyone or to make a part. But I think we right here in Canonsburg UP church community, where just like every other church, we've experienced a decline. I think we're also on the upswing from that's exactly.
And having lived through in the 70s, seeing an empty room on Sunday morning with very little people in it, less than what is here now, having experienced that, and then watching the church just explode in the 80s and 90s, and then in the early 2000s, explode with people and belief and enthusiasm and children and love and worship, and then to see that fall away, it has been very disheartening for me. As a person, as a person who works here, who loves this place and loves this God, but loyal to this place. And I don't want it ever to be that people don't come here and worship anymore. Whether it's 2 services or 1, it doesn't make any difference. I think it's the full room. As I alliterated to earlier, over come in and see the room full and pick up that enthusiasm. It will do whatever else you make for this church as a servant of God. It'll make it that much more meaningful, that much more easy to do as a servant, because there is joy when the room is full. There is joy. You can't look around and say, This is all what came today. I mean, we're not here for who came. I mean, as far as the numbers go. But there's no, there's more of a, wow. We're still a church. We still got it going on here. I mean, there are people who pre-pandemic just had 30 people for worship, and that's their church, and they're happy with it. Yeah. I want 300 people back. I want parking to be an issue. It used to be an issue.
I'd rather not be an issue, but I'd rather us have to do something about it to make it.
But you know what I mean. I want, wouldn't that be a great problem to have?
Yeah.
Parking.
Yeah. So what I hear is kind of an underlying thing about what some of these questions is kind of that anxiety and fear about the overall kind of either the landscape of the local church or about the world at large, and fear not.
Well, and trust in the Lord. My goodness gracious, I've spent the last few years of my life saying that to people over and over and over.
And sometimes you need people to say it to you.
Right, I know.
Fear not.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
Right.
Don't give in to that. It
was somebody's birthday yesterday, and I wished him happy birthday, and he texted me, thanks for the birthday wishes.
Yeah.
And I put it 59, and he said, yeah, but tell that to my knees and tell it to my back and blah, blah, blah. And I texted him back. I said, trust God and get on with it. Trust God, count your blessings, and get on with it. Because if you live your life like that, and it's a very simple mantra, you're going to live a happy, fulfilled, joy-filled life. It'll never be empty of people or belongings that you need.
Yeah,
never.
That doesn't mean that there's not going to go seasons.
We're coming out of a season. Yeah, and we could argue about whether it was forced upon us or whether it was real forever, but we are coming out of a season nonetheless.
Yeah,
and
within that, people have their own individual seasons that sometimes
they do
have very little to do with what's going on in the greater world.
One of my better friends said to me just yesterday, Kent, I'm feeling forlorn about the world post-COVID. And I said, join the club. You're just catching up to where everybody's been.
Yeah.
Forlorn about the world post-COVID. Now realize we didn't talk about politics, nothing like that. The state of mind of our world right now, post-COVID.
Imagine what our grandparents experienced.
Post I agree.
World War
But they turned to God. But they were wise enough to turn to God.
I think people are turning to God now.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah. But I just think that these things have happened over the course of human history. Massive tragedies, whether it be war, whether it be disease or whatever, and have gone through this and struggled and whatnot, and this is ours. We went through a long stretch. We went through nearly a century long. Well, maybe not century long. We went through a long stretch, culturally speaking.
Oh yeah.
Where it was everything is up and to the right. Oh yeah, we have a little economic decline. We have a little bit of a housing bubble burst, but for the most part, up and to the right, and then we experience some worldwide trauma, and we're like, oh my goodness, and we're falling off cliffs.
Right, and I think, there's no use of arguing was COVID real or not real or all that stuff. No, it doesn't make any difference.
COVID was real.
I agree.
I agree. Anyway.
But the effect of that, whether you got sick or not, or whether you knew somebody that got sick, the effect of a worldwide pandemic on our own psyche it's just been underrated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
underrated, and we need to pick ourselves up.
Yep.
We really do. You and I both know of someone who doesn't want to come to worship because they're alone. And you know that I have said to that person, you're only alone until you come through the door. Okay? Of all the places never to feel awkward about or embarrassed about, not these doors, okay? Not these doors, because you'll find a lot of awkward stuff. You'll find a lot of embarrassing stuff and a lot of funny stuff goes on right here, okay? And we do that in the name of keeping this community together and to teach others about God. And And you have to remember that. And when you consider coming to church on Sunday morning, the internet is not a viable excuse. I mean, it is one.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. Yes, it is. But if you are able to get in the car and come to Cannonsburg Church, come. By all means, come. Worship is for believers. We gather here to praise God, and it's biblical that we should do it with each other.
And
the more we do with each other, the closer we come.
And it's edifying and encouraging, and that's,
But I did want to mention this part, and it's true. People like you.
People like me?
Well, people like you who have led a church.
Oh, you mean people similar to me? I thought you were saying people like me.
Don't get overwhelmed with
Okay,
this.
all right. No. People similar to me.
People who are in your profession.
Okay.
Or even in mine, if they're as dedicated as you are and I am. This has been a very hard, hard time. Hard on our minds, on our hearts. It's been hard to trust in the Lord. It's been hard to do that, but when it gets right down to it, when you're on your knees or you're laying wherever you're laying and you're going to pray, I mean, trust in the Lord is first, and after that, everything will come, and that's biblical too. You know that. But we have to trust in the Lord. Turn to God. The answer is still right here. They weren't wrong 100 years ago, and we're not wrong now. There is a God. He did have a son named Jesus Christ. He did die on the cross for our sins. There is a Holy Spirit that is probably about, I don't know, sitting about right here, right now. I hope. Or he's inside each one of us. Yeah, I mean, those are all you should be consoled by that. We should be consoled by that as a community, as a country. We need to take heart in that God is real and He is here, and we worship a living God, not somebody that was just alive 2,000 years ago. It's the amazing part of God is that He's with us now, and my wish for everybody, and my wish since the day we started doing these videos has been to bring people back to God and back to this place.
Encouragement.
Yeah, encouragement, and I think everybody needs it. Have we worked harder than we ever thought we would have in the last 3 years? I mean, really, if COVID would have never happened, we put in a lot more effort than we ever thought we would have in as far as callings go. Okay, it's been a hard time, and we can't forget that. But it's also a hard time for believers. But look, we're here to tell you, and we're here smiling about it to tell you that God is real and He's here in this place. Come find Him in your heart. But do it right here. I will play a little bit today.
Really? You sure?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
A little music of encouragement.
Okay.
I think I'm only going to play one.
One song. All right.
One. I know that's really deterring, but honest, everybody. Just one today, and that's my fault, not his. Mine. Okay? But you're going to hear On Eagle's Wings, because in the end of Eagle's Wings, He holds you
in the palm of His hands.
In the palm of His hand. And that's where we all are.
That's good.
Even you.
Even me.
Even you. Yeah.
All right.
Now, not to change the subject, but back to the baked potato and the chili. You're buying mine on Sunday, right? I mean, come on. What could it cost? $15. Oh, I bet I could find your wallet. I bet I could find your wallet. Yep. All right. Here's On Eagle's Wings. And Al, we missed you today.
week.